Warren here. Today we'll be taking a look into some breaking news. Basically, Dorian is now a hurricane right now. Here's a satellite view of this. As you can see here, started becoming well developed. At this point, we actually get to see an eye starting to develop. I'll show you where the eye is. Basically, the eye is right here. And we got some pretty good thunderstorms surrounding the eye that's starting to hang around. You got these storms right here that be coming around like this. That's like a developing eye wall trying to come in. We're getting lots of new storms over here and some storms right over here. So this thing is really starting to ramp up. It's basically a Category 1. We got 75-mile-per-hour winds, and pressure is really going down fairly quickly as well. With the development, we're now down to 997 millibars. Yesterday, last night was a tropical storm. Now it's a tropical depression at this point, but we probably kind of die out before it reaches Canada. But Dorian is the biggest story right now. So, here we go. This is the Hurricane Center's outlook. We got major hurricanes showing up now. We got hurricane warnings issued for portions of Puerto Rico there. These islands at least. All of Puerto Rico is in a tropical storm warning and in a tropical storm watch. Dominican Republic is now out of the threat at this time for this. As you can see, we got major hurricane, and we're starting to see something. We saw something this morning. I was looking on Today's show this morning. I saw the GFS was taken along the East Coast, but the Euro was taking it this way. So there's a lot of uncertainties in the at least 5-day outlook. Let's look at hurricane models. We can see it's starting to get a little bit wider. It seems like we're starting to get a little bit of a better agreement that it'd be going right through Florida and not along the East Coast again. You can see we got a good cluster of models taking it right through Central Florida, like Orlando. I think Daytona Beach is like somewhere in here. Palm Bay and Tampa there. Those cities just got to really keep an eye on this, because that's where those cities probably has the best chance of getting hit by the eye at this point. And you can see it takes that back off to the Gulf. That's the bad thing, because it can gain back some strength while it's over there, because it's got more water to deal with. It really depends how long it's going to stay out there, though. I think it can calm it down some. It probably will pass to the other side of Florida. It's probably a Category 1, because both spots are taking it as a major hurricane. So, also, this thing here is moving at a pretty good speed, so it probably will not really lose that much strength at all with that, and that's not really good. Especially with the turning, where it could stay there longer. We got a Bermuda high developing over here. It looks like both spots seem like it's going to be a little bit stronger. Good news is it's not going to be going on the East Coast. If it does, like just off the coast, it's still going to get stronger. But when it goes right for Florida, however, it's going to calm down, and the impacts would not be so much bad out ahead. But it still really depends how long it stays out in the Gulf. So let's go and take a look. The Euro has it not really placed that well. It's over Puerto Rico, where low pressure is over near Rotown. And by the way, Puerto Rico's in a state of emergency at this point. So let's go ahead and skip on to Thursday. We got some pretty good development happening right now. We got winds gusting up to 90 miles per hour. Let's go move on to Friday. Starts to increase very rapidly. Not really very rapidly, but seeing 107 mile per hour gust. Here's Saturday morning. You can see the Bahamas are north of this. You can see the winds are getting stronger. If we zoom into this, we may be able to get some better readings off of this. Not really. But there's Orlando, Tampa, Spring Hill, Port St. Lucie, Miami, Boca Raton. Here's Saturday. So this is Labor Day weekend. You can see winds are gusting up pretty good there, right over Marsh Harbor. It seems like Sunday afternoon it strikes Florida with winds gusting. It's probably stronger than 105. I'll guarantee you that. 100 miles an hour. You can see it still does pretty well. And here's to the other side, and you can see it's actually gaining more strength again. And by the way, the Gulf of Mexico is more favorable than the Atlantic, so it can grow very rapidly. Then it starts to slow down and turn northward there. So like Spring Hill, Tampa, those guys could get rainfall more than anybody else because of the turning. You can see it heads north, starts to die down. You can see the storm stuff, whenever it starts to fall apart, it really expands in size. If I cannot hit that, see 2 o'clock goes along the East Coast. But we're starting to see less and less balls taking it that route, though. So I think the Euro's the only one right there. So we can do GFS. We're just going to skip to Friday. So here it is right here. We're going to Saturday. Saturday is the point where it makes landfall just from the Euro. Well, Sunday afternoon. Seems like the timing is a little bit off at this point, but overall, we could probably see a good agreement with it. You can see it hits Palm Coast there, and you see it starts to turn a little bit, but it kind of goes in one direction. It goes right through Georgia, goes into Alabama. It really expands in size. Goes up into Tennessee, into Kentucky by Friday. We'll see about that. We will see. So we get to rainfall totals with this. Here's the next 10 days from the GFS. Rainfall totals pretty high just off the coast of Palm Coast. You can see a lot of rain for Palm Coast, Jacksonville quite a bit, Savannah 5.3. Macon, Georgia, 4 inches. Douglas, Georgia, 693. Let's go down to Orlando. About 4 inches of rain there. Euro, you can tell its path. And it seems like the main bullseye for rain looks to be around the Tampa area. Where I'm talking about the turning, starts to slow down and turns. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we're seeing the highest totals over here, like around Tampa, Spring Hill. You can see in very, very impressive rainfall totals, 27 inches. That is a lot. You can tell where the track's going as well. But still, high rainfall totals going along the East Coast there. But we'll see about that. It really depends. This thing could potentially become Dorian hurricane again, Hurricane Dorian. It really depends how long it stays over land. So it's really either going to take it up this way or it's going to go like that. We'll just got to see how strong the Bermuda high is going to be for that. Here's this model here, and this one here is just crazy. See, it starts to die down. I think it sees the shear. We are going to see some shear when it passes Puerto Rico, which should calm it down, but how rapidly this is intensifying, I think it's going to make it right through there. It will calm it down a little bit, but as it passes through the shear, you can tell pressure is dropping. 966, 962, 960. Goes up a little bit, but it starts to go down. 958, 950, 945, 939. That's the lowest I can see there. That's Labor Day. Very strong eye wall right there. Not 40. You can see it goes right through Florida. It's still pretty healthy. There's passes for Tampa. And you can see it gains strength again at 960 when it passes. That's the thing we really gotta watch there. So let's take a look into my hurricane forecast here. You can see my numbers have jumped up quite a bit. See tropical depression into category 3. It's all 100%. Category 4, which is possible, I'm getting a 60. Category 5, I'm getting a very low 10%. It really depends how much damage the shear can do it to the storm. I would probably know it's going to make it through there. But if it's going to be a major hurricane before, well, like a category 2 hurricane before it hits the shear, it's not going to do that much damage to it. I think the shear is not going to do too much to it, but it can slow the growth. It will make the storm fall apart, which makes the storm itself larger, and then it gains strength. So we really have to pay attention to this very closely. As you can see here, Dominican Republic, chances are going down. Puerto Rico getting hit right now, 100%. The Turks at Cataco Islands, 95. Bahamas and 90. Palm Bay, 90. Daytona, 90. Jacksonville, 60. Tampa has jumped up to 70 there. Cape Coral, 45. Savannah, 40. Albany, 30. Tallahassee, that's probably had to be jumped up. I did not see that. So let me go and do that right now. I'm going to go and jump that up to 45. Key West can go up a little bit to 15 since malls are starting to move it a little bit further to the south there. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed this. Not very quick, but update on Hurricane Dorian. If y'all get any questions about this, you could go and put in the comment section down below. Now, let your family members know about this. Share the video to them so they know what's going on and where this thing can go and the potential impacts with this. Florida, I recommend you to get prepared right now, because either way, it's going to hit Florida. Same thing for Georgia. You got to start getting prepared too. The Carolinas, not just yet. And same thing for like Alabama there too, not quite just yet. So yeah, hopefully this video gives you all a lot of information, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys on the next update. Goodbye.